Most likely to listen to Christmas music in July. Most likely to make fun of someone as an attempt to flirt. Most likely to refuse to text first. Most likely to get TikTok famous just for being attractive. Most likely to be the Scooby-Doo villain. Most likely to look at the stars for hours. Most likely to be from another planet.
Traveling in the world of my creation.
Most likely to drive to Chick-fil-A on a Sunday to realize it's closed.
Stop. What the hell are you talking about?
Likely to. Most likely to run over their best friend's ex with their car. Most likely to fall in love with someone from a TikTok. Most likely to be secretly immortal. Most likely to rob a bank for money.
Money is the anthem of success.
Most likely to join a cult. Most likely to start a cult. Most likely to get famous for a hot mugshot.
I got the old man's car.
Most likely to get married in Vegas and forget about it.
That's what you get for waking up in Vegas.
Who's most likely to always have a smile on their face?
Let me take you dancing.
Like that, 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 that.
Who's most likely to make someone else jealous? Who's most likely to be a cool mom or dad? Who's most likely to take a prank too far?
It's a remix and I'm coming with that bow, bow, bow. Pretty bitch, I'm trying.
Who's most likely to stalk their friends?
Watching you now every other day. I've been watching you.
Who's most likely to be the person who's always laughing?
Ooh, baby, do you know that's
Who argues the most?
make me laugh? I've been trying all night. You've been shaking your ass for like half of the height. Real nice.
Who's the weirdest?
Hello, my name is Susie. That's Susie with the Z.
Who's the sweetest?
I like you. Have a cupcake. I like you. Have a cupcake.
Who's the loudest?
Silenzio, Bruno.
Silenzio Bruno.
Silenzio, Bruno.
Silenzio Bruno.
Who is happy being single?
I am happy now living without you. I've left you all alone.
Who is the troublemaker?
Troublemaker, yeah, that's your middle name. Oh.
Who's most likely to fart loudly in a crowded room? Who's most likely to cry while watching a sad movie? Most likely to have more than 5 children? Who's the smartest? Who would give all their money to charity? Most likely to kill someone? Who's first to die in a zombie apocalypse? Most likely to not take a shower for a week? Most likely to blow all their money in Las Vegas? Most likely to ask a stupid question? Most likely to throw a fit in a game of Monopoly? Most likely to shave their head?
Who's most likely to go to a party in their pajamas? Who's most likely to get into a physical fight with their sibling?
Born to be wild.
Who's most likely to be obsessed with cats and dogs? Who's most likely to eat when they are bored?
I know who's there at the door right now. If you
Who's most likely to get stuck in a bathroom stall?
Down south, hood baby, make all the girls go crazy, go crazy.
Who's most likely to have the weirdest food combinations? Who's most likely to always have a smile on their face?
let me take you dancing.
Like that, 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 that.
Who's most likely to make someone else jealous? Who's most likely to be a cool mom or dad? Who's most likely to take a prank too far?
It's a remix and I'm coming with that bow, bow, bow. Pretty bitch, I'm trying.
Who's most likely to stalk their friends?
Watching you now every other day. I've been watching you.
Who's most likely to be the person who's always laughing?
Who's most likely to use a fake ID to buy alcohol? Who's most likely to ditch their friends to flirt with a stranger? Who's most likely to stay in a one-star hotel? Who's most likely to get married in Las Vegas? Who's most likely to sleepwalk and end up on the street? Who cannot keep any secrets?
Who's most likely to trip over their own foot? Who's most likely to be scared of the ocean?
Wide open, it's the ocean, I'm just imposing.
Who's most likely to travel anywhere with their car?
Baby, take a ride in my Tesla. Yes, sir.
Who's most likely to be the person who's always making bad decisions?
My bad habits lead to late nights and then alone.
Who's most likely to cry over a movie? Who's most likely to be on call or FaceTime for hours?
Give me all your numbers so I can phone you.
Likely to. Most likely to leave their kid in the McDonald's play place. Most likely to have a caffeine addiction.
I'll make a cup of coffee for your head.
Most likely to watch a suspicious amount of true crime. Most likely to be a heartbreaker.
This is how to be a heartbreaker.
Most likely to have an unhealthy obsession with a person with curly hair. Most likely to never smile in pictures.
I'm the bad guy.
Most likely to change their personality depending on who they hang out with.
Yes, I'm changing. Yes,
Most likely to have an aesthetic identity crisis every other day.
'cause you're hot and you're cold.
Who's most likely to go missing within 5 minutes?
You'll never see me again.
Who's most likely to become very successful?
Gucci down to the socks like I'm Biggie Papa.
Who's most likely to be bad at lying?
I know you're lying, 'cause your lips are moving.
Who's most likely to have more than 3 pets?
My honey bun sugar plum, pumpy umby
Who's most likely to go crazy at random times? Who's most likely to get spoiled all the time?
Come over, put it on them.
Which sign is most likely to
Forget someone's birthday? Who's most likely to have the messiest room?
Want me 'cause I'm my dirty laundry.
Who's most likely to abandon their room because of a spider? Who's most likely to get stuck in a baby swing?
I got a big fat ass.
Who's most likely to get caught sneaking out?
Exciting boy, come find me your eyes.
Who's most likely to get really jealous about their crush's girlfriend or boyfriend?
You make me a maniac, but you don't know.
Who's most likely to spend all their money on something stupid? Who's most likely to say something stupid during a meeting?
Hoes be tripping like I won't bet you in your shit.
Who's most likely to get an anxiety attack while getting a tattoo? Who's most likely to get drunk after one drink? Who's most likely to get kicked out of a movie theater?
I see you at the movies.
Who's most likely to have the most speeding tickets?
Hat down, cross town, living like a rock star.
Who has the nicest body?
Body crazy, curvy, wavy, big, little weight, body, yaddy, 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 yaddy.
Who parties the hardest? Who's the alcoholic?
wasted every night, gone for every song.
Who can't get past the talking stage? Who has moved on from their ex?
I don't miss no ex, I don't miss no text. They choose not to respond. I don't regret.
Who can't move on from their ex?
There's a million reasons why I should give you up, but the heart wants what it wants.
Who's the boldest?
Bitch, I don't give a fuck about you or anything that you do.
Who's the biggest simp?
I just wanna show you up to all of my friends, making them drool out of chinny chin chin.
Who's the most hardworking?
Who's most likely to sleep in and miss something important?
Baby, won't you come my way?
Who's most likely to have the crazy family?
All you gotta do is move your legs in your hands. I'm the real party man.
Who's most likely to get back together with their ex? Who's most likely to have a job and still do school? Who's most likely to become a really good actor?
So don't keep texting me. I'm not your bitch, stop checking me.
Who's most likely to be the troublemaker?